Former Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson was loudly booed by England fans on his return to Wembley last night. That following his move to Saudi Arabia. Cass, we will reflect more on what happened at Wembley throughout the show, but just on that, the booing from the fans at Wembley. What did you make of that, of Jordan Henderson?
Not surprised. I think sometimes when you mislead your views, it's going to come at a consequence. If you went to Saudi Arabia, and yes, okay, most people would be understanding the reasons why you got to a certain age in your career, but because of his views before that, it was a contradiction, and people don't like it. They don't believe you. So you have to be very careful what you say sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that's what it all bottles down to, doesn't it, really? Or boils down to, in the sense that if he was more honest, perhaps, because even in his interview that he did, if you remember, with The Athletic, and he said this wasn't about money, this move to Saudi Arabia. Well,
there's your starting problem.
I know. I think a lot of people were like, you can't kid us. I mean, come on. It's a lot of money. We'd rather, he said, look, it's a life-changing move for me and my family and generations of our family.
But even that's a problem if you said that, because people would say, well, life-changing. You would have probably earned best part of 50 to 100 million anyway.
Yeah, possibly.
So you lead yourself. You could. I think if you were to answer it honestly, you'd probably say, "Look, I've earned a lot of money in my career, done really well. This is an opportunity that I think secures not only me but my family, my children further down the line. And because you can't deny, you would never be going there if it wasn't for the money."
Well, exactly. And I think he's always. I mean, in all fairness with Jordan Henderson, he's been quite a divisive character in the England team. Anyway, even before this move, in the sense that a lot of people saw his inclusion, especially in the starting 11, sometimes as more negative than positive. And I'm one of those that actually would always think there's sometimes I got the sense of why he was in that team. And actually there was it the Wales game at the World Cup where he was brought on as a sub and actually played a bit more advanced role. I forget if it was Wales or... I forget which game it was, I apologise. But he actually made more of an impact in a slightly more advanced role than some of the roles we've seen him play before. But I do think the booing that we heard yesterday is, like you say, boiling down to the move to Saudi Arabia and his stance that he had before as the Liverpool captain, and people are just not having it. And I'm as much as it's horrible, and I know Gareth Southgate has been critical of it by saying, this is a player that's had 79 caps for England. He doesn't understand it. He's shown his commitment on the pitch for England, which has always been exceptional, he says. He says his role on off the pitch is phenomenally important. But I think fans have just gone, everything you stood for at Liverpool has kind of been wiped.
Well, okay, let's say, this is my opinion, okay? This is only my opinion, that he would have had a conversation with Gareth Southgate before he went and said, will I still be included? And Gareth would have said, yes.
Yeah.
Because that's why he's in the team.
Yeah.
So that conversation would have happened. Because I can't believe you would never...
Well, he kind of alluded to it.
You would have had that conversation.
Yeah, he alluded to it by...
Will I be in the Euros? Will I be selected for... conversations. So Jordan's probably felt, look, this opportunity I can't turn down because of it's such an incredible amount of money. I'm going to go there. And also, I don't lose my opportunity of going to the Euros next summer.
That's it. And he did sort of allude to that, like I say, in that same Athletic interview where he suggested that they... that not playing first-team football was going to be a problem at Liverpool, and he needed to play first-team football to guarantee his place at the Euros, perhaps.
He'd have had loads of choices, by the way. Let's not forget. Jordan Henderson would have had a good few clubs after him. I said it before. If James Milner can get a club at 37 and he's 33, there'll be a number of clubs, Premier League, and some really decent ones who would have taken Jordan. Yeah. So he would have had other choices. He chose to go Saudi Arabia.